Hi everyone, as it's been the most requested channel for reactions so far, I am doing a Nuke's top 5, even though it is today the top 10 ghost videos to scare you silly. We will start in a minute. First of all, I just want to point out that, yeah, I did have it right. All of my social medias are up the top there, and if you want to click a link, then they're in the description below. I will also leave a link to Nuke's channel in the description below, so be sure to check him out, give him a like and a subscribe. And before we get started, just want to say, look at my new glass. Dead Man's Fingers, Skull, it's my favourite rum, Dead Man's Fingers. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Oh.
Desecrated. Japanese paranormal YouTube channel Fourth Wall has been sent several videos taken at the same cemetery somewhere in Japan. The graveyard is said to be haunted by the tragic ghost of a little boy who drowned in a pond 30 years ago.
That's kinda sad.
Parents laid him to rest in the cemetery and commissioned a beautiful statue of their son to be placed in his gravesite to honor and remember him. Late one night, heartless vandals desecrated the grave, destroying the statue and stealing its...
I just want to say this one thing before we carry on. If you're one of these people who go to graveyards, cemeteries, memorials and desecrate, destroy or break anything, you're a complete numpty and don't deserve any sympathy. If you get ill, hurt or anything, you're just scum, and with that, let's just carry on.
Since then, local legend says that the headless spirit of the child roams the graveyard, forever looking for his missing head.
Ooh.
In September of 2015, a CCTV camera at the cemetery records this shocking footage.
There's a shadow there. Wondered what we were looking at.
In the dead of night, a shadow-like figure can be seen walking along the graves. After word of this disturbingly creepy video spread, a Japanese ghost hunter decided to investigate the cemetery for himself. It did not go well.
It never does. But that did look too tall to be a boy. Wait, what was that little white thing? Oh, there he is again. Wait, keep your camera steady, man.
And turns to see an odd white apparition, but he whips back around and nothing there. He seems to think he imagined it, but when he turns toward the other end of the cemetery row, the apparition is now right in front of him.
Yeah, he's found a free key.
A run for it. So could it be that these strange figures are the spirit of the little boy, forever wandering the cemetery? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video and many more spooky Japanese ghost videos over on the YouTube channel, Fourth Wall.
Cool channel.
Popular YouTuber Dennis Domian sets out to explore the Brevier Cemetery in his hometown of Brevier, Croatia for his quote, scary bedtime stories video series.
That's a good series. If you want to see me react to that,
and even now he feels uncomfortable just being there. In the dead of night, he gives a video tour through the graveyard when suddenly he records something that's just unnerving.
Okej, lagano ide, mjerimo feeling. Koda nisam sam.
see it? Someone or some strange distorted figure can be seen standing amongst the graves. But when Dennis turns back,
I thought that was just his shadow.
throughout the video, it can be seen that the small cemetery is completely empty, and Dennis swears he was all alone. So just who or what is this? The ghost of the mosh pit.
Oh,
Now,
cool,
most
mosh
of the time
pit.
we think of creepy paranormal video as occurring in the dark, maybe in creepy old abandoned places.
Yep.
But here's a video that's from a live daytime heavy metal music festival in San Bernardino, California in 2011. And just watch very closely because it's about to get weird.
Oh. Now come on, mate, that is embarrassing. Getting knocked out before the mosh pit's even started.
So a very big guy goes charging into the mosh pit when suddenly he seems to get clotheslined by someone or something that is completely...
Before we carry on, I do want to say, and every rocker metal head will agree with me, mosh pits ain't as bad as what people think. They look aggressive and they can go over the top, but they are actually one of the most amazing things to be part of if you've ever been part of one. Everyone respects each other, no one actually goes in there to get hurt. If someone falls down, then you can guarantee, unless they've been an idiot and deliberately tried to hurt someone else or got hurt on their own, the people around them will actually pick them up and get them out and help them as quickly as possible. So yeah, when people say mosh pits are evil and just people looking to get hurt and all that, it's never intentional or deliberate pain.
invisible, and he goes flying backwards. Now, that would be weird enough, but his friend helps him up, and then he seems to get forcefully yanked backwards again by some unseen force. He even seems to get dragged backwards along the ground. So is this just the ghost of an angry metal fan? Is this guy just an incredible mime? Or what happened here?
That one I can't explain. But that is kind of funny. Uh-oh, ads.
Instagram user Satanic Tacos, aka Heather, says she is skeptical of all things paranormal and doesn't believe in the afterlife or ghosts. But late one night, her 1-year-old son wakes up very upset and doesn't stop crying for over 2 hours. Bizarrely, the motion detectors on the CCTV cameras around Heather's house were going off too. She checked her recorded CCTV footage, and to her shock, just after her child starts crying, one of the cameras outside catches something downright creepy.
It looks like snow.
A strange translucent figure seems to appear right out of the wall of the lower deck and can be seen walking through the snow away from the house.
That's
Heather
kind of
says
weird.
She has no idea what this could be and is a little freaked out about the timing with her son's crying. Now, as for myself, usually I would just say that this is a compression error in the camera and that it's blurring a person who is walking in darkness. But everything else here in the video is perfectly clear and the footage is well lit. So I'm a bit confused myself. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com. The girl on the road.
The girl on the road.
This next creepy video was sent in by a very nice Nukes Top 5 viewer, but it's an old clip and the source is unknown. The video is believed to have been recorded in the West Java area of Indonesia, and it shows 2 men encountering something horrifying on the road.
Wow.
The two men pray continuously as they encounter what looks to be an extremely pale figure of a little girl. Even more terrifying, as they get closer, the figure seems to float up into the night sky above them. Now, because I don't know the actual source of this video, it's impossible to check its legitimacy in any way. But
However, that could also just be edit, because there are some great animators on here. You see it all the time in movies where guys seem to do that. It could also be a prank where they've got someone hidden or whatever, and they tied that round and then they just started running with it up in the air, sort of thing, like where the wind peaked it, and as they ran it went up like a kite, and then they just blurred the person out. This, because why would two people on a motorbike be filming a random road? I just don't get that bit.
real or not, it's definitely very creepy, and it certainly shocked me when I first watched it. I was not expecting the fly.
Oh yay, more ads. Crying in the
Paranormal
dark.
investigators Jordan and Johnny from the YouTube channel Paranormies set out to investigate an old house in Manitoba, Canada that's believed to be haunted. The story goes that in the 1960s, a woman named Rachel discovered that her husband of only 2 months had run off with another woman. It is said that neighbors heard Rachel sobbing uncontrollably shortly before taking her own life.
Oh, that's
Cut to
kind of
current
sad.
day. It is said that in the house, lights turn on and off by themselves. Strange written notes have been left behind, and loud disembodied sobbing has been heard coming from the basement. Not long after the Paranormies start their overnight investigation, the guys decide to head down into the gloomy basement. That's when investigator Johnny hears and captures something downright chilling.
Who's that? You heard something? Yeah, it sounded like a kid's voice.
It said, what did it say earlier? Did it say child? Yeah, it did say
It
child.
sounded like a kid's voice coming from down here. I don't know if I want to turn the lights off. I was going to turn them off.
Johnny is shocked when he hears the sound of sobbing coming from somewhere down in the basement.
Wait, turn it off and Rambo it. You got to Rambo it. That's what I keep telling these people, Rambo it.
The guys now believe that the spirit of Rachel might be with them. Meanwhile, earlier in the investigation, the Paranormies set up 3 separate motion-activated REM pod devices on the main floor of the house. As they're investigating down in the basement, they hear something truly bizarre.
You heard that? Footsteps upstairs?
I heard it.
REM pod?
And then another one.
Come on, mate, that is way too dark to see. You could have someone hidden there just moving it or touching it, or whether sets it off.
The investigators hear footsteps right above them, and a static camera records as 2 motion-activated REM pod devices are triggered by something moving around on the main floor. Then a light turns on and off on its own. Jordan and Johnny decide to set up a laser grid and point it towards the kitchen and living room on the main floor, right beside the basement stairs. As they are discussing just what might be going on in the house,
Sorry, but that really reminds me of the dots thing on Phasmophobia, but it's got red as well as the green. I just wanted to pull that, make that out.
they capture something very disturbing.
Even when I said, okay, it did RAC, am I okay? Like, thank you. Okay, I'm easy to. What? What do you see?
A shadow.
Really? Rachel, are you
Right
here?
from here? This way? Like over this way or that way? Reading the letters.
Even when I said, okay, if it already see, am I okay? Like, thank you. Like, I need you. Hang on. Whoa, shoot.
An odd misshapen shadow figure darts across the ceiling in the living room right in front of Johnny. The two investigators rush over to check out the area, but find nothing and no one. So just what is this? Did the Paranormies team capture the distraught spirit of Rachel? Let me know what you think.
I think that actually looks more like a bird or a bat or some weird flying creature than an actual person. I mean, it was like that long and rectangular, like it was gliding more than walking like a person would.
You can watch this full investigation and many more spooky videos are on the YouTube channel, Paranormies. Now this next video is not in any way related to the paranormal. It's actually the official music video of a very popular Mexican rap group called Cartel de Santa.
Never heard of him.
It's been viewed over 64 million times on YouTube. But many confused fans pointed out something very spooky that happens near the beginning of the music video. Pay very close attention. Did you see it? In front of the car, the headlights illuminate some bald grayish figure crouching in the bushes that suddenly stands up to look at the couple before quickly disappearing.
Mate, that could be a drunk. Hell, that could be me drunk. Just sort of like randomly waking up after passing out in a corner for 10 minutes to get me breath back. You know what it's like after a little crawl.
Many fans believe that the rappers might have accidentally recorded something paranormal on camera. But of course, this could simply be a crew member that was accidentally caught in the video shot. But if it's a crew member, that leads to many questions. Like, why is he gray? Why is he crouching in the bushes? Why does it look like he's not wearing a shirt? And why does he move in such an odd and creepy way?
It could be grey because of the lights into the darkness. It could be crashing bushes to relieve himself, you know, nature calls. And he could have just used his top to wipe himself after. I'm just pointing that bit out.
Even after the many confused questions and comments, the group has never released a statement about who or what this could be. So for now, the identity of this man, or whatever that is in the bushes, remains a mystery. Bewitched. Now this next video is one of the strangest paranormal videos I've ever seen.
Okay.
So TikTok user Luca from Nashville, Tennessee is out delivering packages one day when he suddenly spots something very bizarre in the skies above.
Hey, so out making deliveries, and what is this? There's a floating broom. Look. Look, it's just floating. Like, seriously. And there's no wire, there's nothing it's connected to. It's...
Are you sure?
What is that?
Because hang on a second. Let me go back a moment. See? No wire attached to it. What's this hanging off of it and what are these hanging above it? I just want to point that bit out is that there's no wires and nothing attached to it. So what are them two in those? Because to me they look like little pulleys.
Look, it's just floating. Like, seriously. And there's no wire, there's nothing it's connected to. It's...
Apart from them pulleys.
What is that? Seriously. It's just and it's moving too.
Now, I'm honestly not sure what to make of this video. This object, that does look very much like a floating broom, is obviously not a kite or a balloon, and it doesn't appear to be suspended by wires or a drone. If it's CGI, then it would take a visual effects expert to track this effect in.
Well, not really, because they did it on Harry Potter like 200 times.
With such a shaky camera. Also, Luca has no other videos that contain any CGI anything even remotely paranormal. Luca claims that the video is 100% real.
By the way, it was a floating broom. I did not see any wires. There was no drone. I gave a pretty good view above and below it. Guys, I swear on my life, there was nothing above it or below it. It was a floating broom. I don't know if somebody was doing a voodoo spell or if it was a floating broom. I've never seen anything like it. I don't ever want to see anything like it again. It was real. I don't do CGI. I don't know
He looks a little bit like Orlando Bloom when he talks.
how to do that. It was a floating broom. Okay. I'm just as stoked as you are. I happened to be the person that rolled up on.
So,
Yeah, you say that with a laugh after repeating the same thing 20 times in a different way, like you're trying to convince yourself more than the people who were watching your video.
well, I have no idea what this could be. Is it supernatural? Is it a, quote, glitch in the Matrix? Or is it just a very elaborate hoax? You
Yay,
decide.
more ads.
Ghost Hunter Martin from the YouTube channel Martin's Junction sets out to explore the abandoned and allegedly haunted Nepali house in the middle of the jungle in India. The house is so secluded and hidden away that the only way to get to it is by crossing a slippery log over a river. Before he
Then why
heads
would
out,
you do
Martin
it?
sets up a static night vision camera at the log to record as he makes his way towards the house. Now, the house is empty and full of bats, lizards, and snakes. So after a bad fall, Martin decides to head back home. But something might have followed him. As Martin attempts to cross back over the log, things take a terrifying turn.
Yeah, but I could have gone to the bushes over that side. Wait a minute, why is he stripping to cross the log? Just because you slipped on it, your top don't do anything to do with your feet slipping.
Something dark seems to be lurking in the jungle behind Martin, but every time the ghost hunter checks the area behind him with his flashlight, whatever it is has disappeared. The mysterious figure appears several times and disappears just as fast. So what do you think happened to Martin? Did he fall by accident, or did some dark, vengeful spirit follow him back from the house? Let me know. The abandoned asylum. Lead paranormal investigator Kaylee Love from the YouTube channel Love to Investigate reached out to me about a very creepy video she recorded in an old abandoned mental asylum in South Wales, UK. Kaylee says that she was alone with a fellow investigator exploring one of the decaying asylum's many buildings. Without knowing, she captures something absolutely chilling.
Bathroom again, yeah.
Sorry, I just want to say I think I've seen this because she turns and I think there's a shadow in the corner or something and she turns back and when she pans back it's gone. I might be wrong but I do believe that's what happens. Spoiler alert.
Smells like an hospital in this top, definitely.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
At the end of the hallway in front of Kaylee and her team member, someone appears to be standing there, just watching her, before simply disappearing around the corner. Kaylee says she didn't see anyone there at the time. In fact, the odd figure was actually pointed out by viewers in her YouTube comments. So could this be the spirit of a patient who tragically passed away at the abandoned mental asylum? I leave it up to you to decide.
That's pretty cool, Alice. Smells like an off in this top, definitely.
Thanks so much for
And we're back again. As I have said repeatedly in my reaction videos, I do believe I have been on ghost hunts, I have stayed in haunted houses, I've even told some of my spooky stories and shown some spooky photos to some friends and other believers. What I do want to say though is thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give me a big thumbs up, if not a big thumbs down. You've got all of my things across the top there, all my social medias, they'll also be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and I will see you on the other side. Stay crappy and stay creepy.